Media representation of gender. For my introduction, I looked at 3 sources from the CWI library, and all of them focused around how the men receive more media attention than female athletes, and when female athletes are shown, they're usually presented to be either less serious or they're more sexualized. For my newspaper, I chose Idaho Press just because that's what we already get. It's a regional newspaper here in Idaho, and the dates I looked through March 4th through March 10th, so that was my 7-day period. So I looked when I had the newspapers, and I was able to go through every single one and physically count how many articles were in each newspaper and how many of those were either male, like about male athletes, or male sports, or male like coaches for male athletes. And then I was also able to count like how many were about female athletes, female sports, and female coaches for female sports. So you can see my results over here on the right side. Male athletes and /sports made up 80% of the articles and 90% of the photos. While I was going through looking at the articles, I also looked at how many photos were like, whether there were photos of like men's basketball, men's baseball, versus like women's basketball or softball, something like that. And so 88% of the articles were male sports and male athletes, and 90% of the photos were of male sports and male athletes, leaving the women with only 12% of the articles and 9% of the photos. You can see that in Table 1. It is shown. So the bar graph goes all the way up. There was 50 articles and 52 photos. The blue represents the male articles and photos, and the green represents female. And out of all 7 days that I looked in the newspaper, only 3 of those days were females even included. So in Table 2 it shows like days that only men were in the newspaper, days that only women were in the newspaper, and days that both men and women were in the newspaper. Only men is represented by a blue square, only women is represented by a red square, and both is represented by a purple square. As you can see, there's no red, which I'm sure from Table 1 kind of makes sense. There were many days where it was just males being represented, male sports and male athletes. So in conclusion, male sports and male athletes dominate the media, leaving little room for female athletes and sports to shine. The media chooses not to show female athletes as much as males.